Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and I talk a lot about Salesforce. Today we're going to be creating an agent using Agentforce. So first up, let's go ahead and head to Setup to make sure that we have Agentforce Setup. So I did create this particular org to have both Agentforce as well as Data Cloud. I got it from one of the super badges that has both. So if you are looking for an org that does both, try one of the super badges. I've already completed the super badge, but I was still able to create this. Now this will expire in a couple of days, but just so you know, that is how you can create it. Let's go ahead and jump into Agentforce. If I could spell. Okay, and go to, it looks like it's already set up. I'm going to go to Agentforce Agents, and now I might need to turn it on here. Yeah, I do. Okay, let's go ahead and turn it on, and then I'm going to refresh it. Okay, so now that we are here, it does take a little bit of time to load. I'm wondering if the servers are a little bogged down today, but let's go ahead and click Create New Agent here. Then it will take us to the Agentforce Builder. So from here, we can choose to either have one created from a template with ones that are already ready to go, or you can create it with AI, just depending on your use case for this. Just for the purposes of this example, I'm going to click Agentforce Service Agent, then hit Next. All right, next is going to be your topics. So these are going to be the things that your agent has access to. And within each of these topics, you'll be able to go in and give specific instructions and then also include various actions. Now, if you have these topics and the actions already set, because we are creating this from a template, you can either say, hey, I don't want to have this, depending on your use case, or you can edit the topics when we get into the next section. Okay, so what we have here for as far as a customer service agent is that we have the customer service verification. We've got case management, account management, reservation management. Now, these are all for the particular use case that was within this super badge of it doing various reservation management. I'm just going to click Next. Okay, so here we have the customizing part of our agent. So we have the name, the API name. We've got the description. That's typically going to be for the backend. Then we have the role. This is going to be like your job description. Then you have company, and this is going to be a description of what the company does. The more information you give it, the better it will handle stuff. So it does not have the company set up. So let's come up with a scenario for it. I'm going to say we are a vacation. I cannot spell today, guys. Rental company that handles multiple locations. We pride ourselves on kindness and fantastic customer experiences. Okay. That is not how you spell experiences. Thank you to Grammarly. Okay, next is going to be the agent user. So the agent user, I like to think of this as like a ghost user. So like imagine that you're setting up a new user within Salesforce, but imagine that there's no one associated with that user, and the user is going to be an agent user. So it's going to have the agent hooked up to it. You're going to say, hey, I want to use this particular agent user to run all of the agent queries through. And you want to run all of the customer queries through, and that's who's going to be running this. Now, the agents have their own permission sets. They have their own licenses. They have their own profiles. And you can customize this based upon your use case, where some companies might need to use this for customer service, and you only wanted to have access to customer service information. or you might want to have it be for sales, and so just for sales. Let me see what we have access to here as far as like agent users. It looks like just this new agent user. Okay. So the next thing that we can do is we can keep a record of the conversations, and that way we can test it out and we can have a record of what the heck is going on with our agent. So that way, if we run into issues or even just while we're testing this, we can say, hey, I didn't really like this. So let's go ahead and change that. I'm going to hit next. Oh no, I went too far. Oh no, we're good. Okay. So next is we're going to set up data sources. Now this will connect to Data Cloud and the Data Cloud libraries. Now libraries, just like a library that you would go to at like a college or university or a city, however you find your libraries, this is going to house particular information. So if you think of the library having various different sections, like you have nonfiction, you have historical fiction, you have romance, you have just like computer science sections. This is going to be similar to how the data library works. You're going to set up a particular section that is called a data library that will house specific information. So I've seen this for uploading various policies that you might find within a company. So if we go to the example of this particular agent, let's say we have a file that has cancellation policies or reservation policies. We would want to upload that to our Data Cloud library, and then we can connect it within here. Or you could do this, connect it to your knowledge base. You can connect it to various different sources. It could also go to other systems if it's connected via API or MuleSoft or however, then you would set that up and then you can connect it here. You can also do this later. So, which is what we are going to do. Actually, let me see if I can find knowledge in here. I haven't set up any data libraries. I don't even know if Data Cloud is turned on. So it's not working, but we can do that later. I hit create. Now it is creating the agent. Let's talk a little bit about agent versioning right now. It works similarly to flows where you can only have one version active at a time. And if you have changes that you want to make to your specific agent, you're going to need to deactivate it and then create a new version. And then you can activate the next version. Now, I do recommend that you do this and you do all your testing in a sandbox before you deploy it to production, just because that's the right thing to do to not mess up your agent or to mess up any data, because the agent can act somewhat autonomously and it can update records. So you want to make sure that you test it so then your data is not all screwed up. Okay. So here what we have our various topics, like the little containers that we have for things that we're doing with this. So we've got delivery issues, escalation, order FAQ. We can add a new topic. We can either create a new topic and say, hey, this is what I want you to do, and do all the various instructions here. Now I don't have anything added. And this is how we would add instructions and various things. And then you'd go into your actions. So let's see. Let's look at escalation here. So here's where we have the topic details. So in the topic details, we have our name, we have our description. So our classification description is how our agent is going to determine which topic is the person actually asking for. And then we're going to have the scope. So what is within boundaries. And then next is going to be instructions. So right here, we only have 2 instructions. So the first one is going to be if a user explicitly asks for a live agent, escalate the conversation. If the live agent fails for any reason, ask if they would like to log a support case. I'm going to add an instruction here saying if no live agent is available, and I love Grammarly because I am really bad at spelling. If no live agent is available, ask the user whether they would like to log a support case. Okay. All right. I am going to save that instruction. Okay. And that's how you would go through and you would update those. Now, if you are creating a completely custom agent and custom topics, then you would have to go through and say, hey, these are all of the things that I want you to do. All right, let's go into escalation actually again. Okay, and then we can go and we can see the different actions that are associated with it. So you can see there are no actions associated. Now, there are 4 different types of actions that we can choose from, and typically 4. Let's go to create a new action. So what we've got is we've got Apex, API, flow, predictive model, and prompt template. If you're taking the Agentforce certification, I don't recall predictive model being on the exam. Well, let's say we've got a flow here. Hopefully we've got a flow for escalation. And if not, then what we can do is we can create that. Now, it looks like we don't have that. What we would need to do is we would need to create a flow to hopefully create a support ticket. Let's see if we got a support ticket. I'm not seeing it, but if we wanted to add that action, we could do that there. Okay. Well, it's saying that I have an error. Sometimes it does that, but I don't actually have an error. It might have just been that I didn't select one. Let's go look and see what we have here for account management. We can update contact, answer questions through knowledge. Let's see through reservation management. I should be able to add some actions here. It looks like we have get reservation, identify. I think we should be able to add an action here with the flow of, let's see. We can add adjust booking here and then hit next. Here is where we would enter in the loading text. I would say, please hang tight while we get the information. Okay. And then we can choose to have the loading text. These are the agent action instructions. Then here we have inputs and outputs. We can require input. And then we could also collect data from user. And for number of guests, we'll do that as well, just for the sake of having information. And then for the output, we can filter agent action and show in conversation. Okay. So let's go ahead, see what is causing the issue. Disable filter. Okay. Let's go ahead and disable the filter. Awesome. So we have just added the adjust booking to our agent here. Here is where we can do the conversation preview. So please adjust my booking. Okay. Now it's loading. Can you verify the email address? And here you can see that we have a breakdown of how it will work and how the logic is going through. So now let's pretend that this is all working. We could suggest an improvement, but let's go ahead and activate this. Awesome. And it's loading. Okay. It's giving me some issues. I'm just going to ignore it and activate. As you can see, some of these we've already discussed, such as no bots are turned on, no conversations escalation, your agent isn't connected to a data library. That's okay. So now from here, to get this all set up, we need to have the bot going, as well as we would need to add this probably to our experiences site. But for the sake of making sure that this is concise, I'm going to end this tutorial here. If you would like to know how to set this up with a bot, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try and get back to you, and I'll try and create another tutorial that would be helpful. I am currently in the process of creating the Salesforce Agentforce course that will be up on Salesforce Upskill, Udemy, and LinkedIn Learning. It should be live first quarter of 2026. So if you're watching this in the future and you are looking to get Agentforce certified, please check those out. If you're watching this close to when I release it, I promise it's coming quickly. This is kind of a test video for me to work out some scenarios and some bumps for some of the demos. But I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a like, subscribe. I hope to make more Agentforce videos. And yeah, thanks so much. You can connect with me on LinkedIn at Emily Call MBA. I'll catch you guys in the next one.